I want to give another big thank you to NordVPN for sponsoring this video miniseries and supporting the channel. If you want to secure the way you browse the internet, go to nordvpn.com/iilluminaughtii to get started, or use code iilluminaughtii at checkout to get 70% off your purchase. Alright, so after all the Part 1 scandals and an hour of Netflix, we've got a lot more to sift through. I did not expect to have to break this company's issues into 2 parts, but here we are. So hello friends, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Blair, or the Illuminaughtii, and we are going to be continuing down the Goop trail. I needed to take a mental break from all the dumb, hence the 2 parts, for my sanity and maybe yours too. So anyway, let's get back into this mess of a company. Well, and actually, there are many more messes to deal with. If you recall, the last point we touched on were stickers that Goop said had NASA materials in them, and NASA said, and verbatim, that's bullshit, and shut that down. A few months later, in October 2017, Goop won an award. Yeah, despite everything that's been happening, all the struggles and the strife, Goop somehow did it. They were the best of the best. In what, you might ask? They won the Rusty Razor Award for the most audacious pseudoscience, and I'm not kidding, look at this thing, it's seriously a rusty razor. I wish they had some kind of footage with Gwyneth Paltrow herself accepting it or something, it's lovely, if only. See guys, if you work hard, promote lady garden eggs, and steaming your downstairs with herbs, you too can win a rusty razor. Bet that thing is safer to use than half the things she promotes as well. Okay, but moving on from this amazing award, Goop did not slow down. Also in 2017, guess this was a year to see how much chaos you can cause kind of year, Goop promoted a coffee enema device. Let that sink in for a moment. If you don't know what that is, well, lucky you. It reminds me of that South Park episode where people eat food with their rear end instead of their mouth. Think that, but with coffee. For those of you who haven't seen it and have no idea what I'm talking about, it's a colonic irrigation method. You squirt coffee where the sun don't shine, alright? Don't make me explain more than that. Now, water enemas can be used for constipation, and yes, they're used to cleanse the colon. They are not for everyone, and evidence of their effectiveness is limited. But a coffee enema? Goop recommended the Implantorama, hell of a name by the way, for the $135 coffee enema. And this is far more than a professional, careful doctor recommended saline, right? Well, unsurprisingly, it turns out this is another one of Goop's ridiculous claims and recommendations that isn't based in any science whatsoever. I'll take a clinical gastrology journalist word for that, thanks. They say, coffee enemas are a hazardous derivative of colon therapy. As part of an unorthodox anti-cancer diet, a coffee enema is administered on a 4-hour basis to help relieve pain, nausea, and other symptoms accompanying detoxification. Its proponents claim that caffeine is absorbed in the colon and leads to vasodilation in the liver, which in turn enhances the process of elimination of toxins. None of this is proved, nor is there any evidence of the clinical efficacy of coffee enemas. Coffee enemas are associated with severe adverse reactions, and even its proponents speak of the healing crisis that occurs in many patients. There is no evidence that it conveys true benefit in any condition. Even a recent review of the available literature by a proponent of colonic irrigation provides only theories and anecdotes, yet good proof exists that it is associated with considerable risk. It is on Goop and Gwyneth Paltrow to know what they're promoting. Just because something is a trend, it sounds like it might be ridiculous enough to work, doesn't mean it is. This whole habit Goop has of promoting things that aren't science-based may be so stupid it's funny, but people have gotten hurt. And in 2018, an article was published that stated mainly how a child passed away and his desperate mother turning to alternative medicine. Turns out, in 2013, a boy, only 4 years old, died when his mother went to the medium Anthony William for help. The child, Gavin, had hearing and respiratory issues. His mother went to different specialists but couldn't get a diagnosis for her son. She said, "When you're a mom of a special needs child, especially with a mystery like Gavin was, I would have done anything." She did do anything, and spent $300 for an hour-long phone consultation with William. He told her to get a vitamin regimen, liquid B12, zinc, and a charcoal detoxifier. She was desperate and trusted him. But tragically, 48 days later, Gavin died from a febrile seizure. Doctors never did learn what was wrong with Gavin. I don't blame the mother in the slightest here, but let me make that clear. She sought out specialists and only went to this medium as a last resort because he made claims saying he could cure anything up to thyroid cancer. But how does Goop relate to this? They trusted Anthony William. He's been on their website a number of times. They've called him a trusted Goop expert. Dr. Gunter, a San Francisco-based OBGYN that criticized Goop before, said this about Anthony Williams. Promoting the medical medium is no different than promoting anti-vaccine views of coffee enemas. The minimum is that people waste money, but there is always great potential for harm with many of these therapies that are recommended and delays in diagnosis. Every day someone tweets to me or messages me on Facebook about a friend or of a family member who delayed real therapy that could help them to give a snake oil a go. How anyone can publish that drivel and think, I've done a good thing today, is beyond me. In short, yet again, Goop is promoting something with a potential to cause serious harm. Only this time, it was a service instead of a product, a medium that should be ashamed of himself and the advice he gave this poor mother. Later that year, in October 2018, Goop faced even more backlash. The Good Thinking Society reported the company to the National Trading Standards and National Standards Authority, saying that Goop broke the laws in the UK. They managed to advertise so much, they broke the law, you guys. Guess they were that desperate to sell those products after all. Laura Thompson, project manager at Good Thinking Society, tells The Independent, "It is shocking to see the sheer volume of unproven claims made by Gwyneth Paltrow's Goop about their products, especially given that some of their health advice is potentially dangerous. Nobody should be advertising customers to avoid using conventional sunscreen or that pregnant women should take vitamin A, something that health experts have warned can be harmful to unborn children." I literally can't even get to all the comments and people saying negative things about Goop because it's that many. But we're almost there, just a few more things I want to cover and then we'll get back into the Netflix and see how this train wreck ends. One last thing for 2018, where Truth in Advertising slammed Goop for their deceptive claims. They already brought this to people's attention in 2017 in an article called Advertising Watchdog Files Complaint Against Gwyneth Paltrow's Goop for Deceptive Health Claims. In there, the article stated, based on its investigation, the watchdog group cites 51 examples in which Goop touts products on its site either expressly or implicitly that can treat, cure, prevent, alleviate the symptoms of, or reduce the risk of developing a number of ailments. Some of these products include a rose quartz egg for hormonal balance and a detox seaweed bath soak for anti-aging, according to tina.org. The examples include both private label products such as Goop vitamins as well as products from outside vendors. The group argues that Goop does not possess the competent and reliable scientific evidence required by law to make such claims. In 2018, rather than claims, the problem seemingly arose because of flagging issues. Goop would be flagged as supported by science rather than for your entertainment due to this deceptive marketing. Not only does this mislead people into buying Goop products because they believe it's evidence-based, but this leads to people inadvertently continuing to support Gwyneth Paltrow's lies. In January of this year, the NHS, National Health and Science Chief of England, spoke out against Goop. At an event in Oxford, Sir Simon Stevens said people were wasting their money or taking risks with their health by falling for the lure of too-good-to-be-true wellness products and cures, and singled out the actor's brand Goop for specific criticism. He said, myths and misinformation have been put on steroids by the availability of misleading claims online. And now we have dubious wellness products and dodgy procedures available on the web, he said. Fresh from controversies over jade eggs and unusually scented candles, Goop has just popped up with a new TV series in which Gwyneth Paltrow and her team test vampire facials and back a body worker who claims to cure both acute psychological trauma and side effects by simply moving his hands 2 inches above a customer's body. Stephen points to examples such as Psychic Vampire Repellent, which sells for $27 on the Goop website, claims that chemical sunscreen is a bad idea, and the promotion of colonic irrigation despite the practice of carrying considerable risk to health. NHS advice and Stevens clearly states that there is no scientific evidence for health benefits associated with colonic irrigation. But this right here, just end me. When the head of the NHS has to come out and tell people not to buy Psychic Vampire Repellent, you know all hope is lost. And yes, they do still sell this. Psychic Vampire Repellent, the jade eggs, healing stickers, those scented candles. Guys, I had some hope. Seeing natural beauty products and some face oils, I had just a little bit of hope that this wouldn't be as horrible as I thought. But I was so incredibly wrong. This company is a sham. It's Jilly Juice plus essential oil Huns on steroids. It's a sham, potentially harmful. I don't even have words, really. Seeing some of these products, these countless articles, it's exasperating. Gwyneth Paltrow doesn't deserve a break because she's a celebrity. It's one thing to have people take a CEO seriously. That's bad enough. But Gwyneth Paltrow, hated as she might be, has some kind of fan base, some kind of following, money, no doubt. She's gotten away with so much, and I don't care how deluded or ignorant someone is, but this just can't go on. I knew Goop was weird, but I didn't even think it could get to these levels. Once again, Goop is slowly turning my brain into mush, but if there's one thing that's a no-brainer, it's using NordVPN to protect your information. So thank you to NordVPN for sponsoring today's video, and here's why you need this if you don't have it already. NordVPN is going to hide your information. The Goop gremlins can't find you here. Why? Because you went to nordvpn.com/iilluminaughtii and got yourself a sweet VPN for 70% off. Being able to hide your location is important so you can't be tracked by spyware as you browse the internet, and you can use it for more than just that. They have over 5,500 super fast servers in over 60 countries, so virtually travel somewhere else in the world and hide from the targeted ads and people trying to expose your personal information. There's no data logging ever, and now they even have double data encryption, so it's even harder for people to try and find you. You can use it on up to 6 devices, so even if you're traveling, you can protect your information safely while on the go. Even if you don't travel, you can use it to set yourself to a different country and unlock more of Netflix that you don't get in your normal country. So watch all your favorite shows that you can't normally get, and do it while staying protected. You can even use it as an extension in your Chrome browser so it stays unobtrusive while it's doing its job, and there's a 30-day money-back guarantee if you just find out this isn't your thing. So if you want to try NordVPN, PCMag's Choice VPN, and the only VPN to get all the green checks from them, now is the perfect time. Go to nordvpn.com/iilluminaughtii and use Illuminaughtii at checkout to receive 70% off a 3-year plan with 1 month for free. So get yourself some safety on the internet and protect yourself from the various internet weirdos and other unsavory people that are looking for your information. Get NordVPN today using my link in the description box, and thank you NordVPN for sponsoring this video so I can keep making awesome content just like this. Now let's dive back into this very goopy mess. We're going to watch the rest of her Netflix show here and the last 2 episodes of the Goop Lab, and we will see some of what the science has to say about this. I have to warn you though, the last 3 episodes really are the worst, hence why they had to be separated from the others. And I think I felt myself actually losing my brain cells as I watched this. The Health Span Plan, Episode 4. Here we go. These last few episodes, it seemed, were the ones more people took issue with. Some have described it as a slew of weird diets, all in the quest for defeating aging. The vampire facials, which is when plasma from blood is injected back into the face, are also featured in this episode. I've seen it floating around more and more because of the internet now, and it never fails to kind of creep me out. Vampire facials may be popular, but they can be dangerous outside of a medical setting too. When it's done incorrectly, people can, and have, even contracted HIV from it. Might have been nice for them to mention this, but, they didn't. But, it's great that in the last few minutes, Gwyneth Paltrow's chief officer says the tenets of wellness are typically free. And Gwyneth Paltrow agrees with her, so hey, guess that'll save you some money if you decide to go to the Goop website. The tenets of wellness are free, according to Gwyneth Paltrow. She just wants to charge you hundreds for them. Anyway, random diets and vampire facials. That's all I have to say for episode 4. Once again, there was little scientific information, but I do love how Gwyneth Paltrow said within the first few minutes that she basically lives off coffee when she promotes a healthy lifestyle in her business. The next episode, 5, was utter bullshit. If you change the vibration of the body, it will change how the cells grow. Okay, hear me out, no. The first 5 minutes is this guy going on about quantum physics and how his snaps will change someone on a subatomic level. Well, of course he's going to, when all these people are taking part in the experiment are Goop employees or believers already. Put me on that table and I can guarantee you that someone snapping their fingers all over my body isn't really gonna make me feel better. I'm not saying there's nothing to energy healing, but this is a placebo. Hell, even placebos can be useful. Wanting to believe something can work so badly that you change your mindset about it. And that's fine. If you want to try it, go for it. But don't market this as something that it isn't. It's energy healing, it's not a true treatment or a true cure. These people that say they have anxieties or traumas should seek out actual therapy and find the source of understanding for their problems. One woman, one Goop employee that works with this guy says that she has chest issues and trouble sleeping. Perhaps go to your fucking doctor. What if that's some underlying condition or a symptom for something far more severe? But no, okay, hop up on that table, he'll snap his fingers and everything will be fine, I guess. And of course, who is Goop if they don't include a medium? In episode 6, this psychic, Laura Jackson, tells Goop employees that everyone is psychic. Hey, she's not wrong, I guess, because everyone learned to bullshit someone at some point. I just kept hearing an yeah, M for mom, M for the woman you know lives up the street, or a teacher. These kinds of moments are so frustrating to watch because it's obviously a lie. Of course you know someone with an M in your life, or some other common sounds. Laura also told one woman her mother was thanking her for agreeing to be her daughter. I didn't realize babies had a choice in the matter, but okay. I do love this one skeptic that at one point there's no way that everyone can truly be psychic though, and Laura argues with her saying, "We are all born connected to the other side. It's good to see the healthy critique, I only wish there was more of it." Everyone follows along so cultishly that it doesn't seem so coincidental when the one person Laura can't read is the largest skeptic. When she tries, of course, she ends up reading one of the show producers instead. Yeah, okay. Funny that the skeptic is the one person you just don't have a connection with. Could it simply be that she's not buying into your bullshit? Look, if you like the idea of trendy diets and physics, that's your business. That's up to you. I don't want to imply that all energy healing or cosmetic procedures are terrible here. It's the way that this is presented is wrong. This is shown as some cure-all, some miracle when it's not the case. I find this Netflix show funny and I'm able to laugh at it because I know it's not true. JonTron also did a hilarious commentary on the show recently too, with a huge response because I think most people know way better than to buy into this bullshit. There's books that are parodies of Goop called Glop. Non-toxic, expensive ideas that will make you feel ridiculous and look pretentious, and people make fun of it constantly. And as for the real science behind this, well, the NHS calls it spreading misinformation. Goop has just popped up with a new TV series in which Gwyneth Paltrow and her team test vampire facials and back a body worker who claims to cure both acute psychological trauma and side effects by simply moving his hands 2 inches above a customer's body, the NHS boss said. Other websites go through episode by episode and tackle the science behind each one, disproving many. The website Vulture said that disclaimers in the first episode were clear enough for them. Personally, I disagree, but they say the tests from Wim Hof were hardly conclusive enough to prove these experiments were safe. The vampire facial in episode 4 was called Dangerous. Seems they skipped right over details in 3. They say the energy healing in 5 is mumbo jumbo. Episode 6, obviously, as the psychic episode, has no science behind it. They ended with, in mixing the almost proven and the downright absurd, they create a false equivalence that might prove dangerously appealing to the overly credulous. By all means, watch and enjoy the Goop Lab, and delight in the genuinely empowering episode on female sexual health. As for the rest, just know what you're getting into. I don't know if I'd call episode 3 empowering, given Goop's past, but I'll agree it was the best of the trash heap. You'll see this similar critique in plenty of places. There's little research, it's pseudoscience, and some of it is downright disproven and inaccurate. After taking such a deep look into this company's history, it fits right in line with what I'd expect of them. So hey, at least they're consistent, albeit consistently bad. All in all, the only 2 words I can use to describe this company are frustrating and ridiculous. Frustrating because I don't want to think that people are falling for this and getting hurt. Don't steam your downstairs, okay? Don't squat over boiling water or stick jade eggs in places they don't belong. There's a lot of things I never thought I'd have to say because of MLMs or shady companies, and right now, this is pretty close to the top of my what the fuck list. Gwyneth Paltrow, in my book, well, she's like a Hunbot on another level, a whole new class of peddling terrible products. She said, "I don't think there's anything natural that can be bad for you, so just be on the lookout guys if she starts selling some cyanide. She'll probably call it magic dust. I don't know. But with that being said, guys, that's where I'm going to end today's video. Thanks for sticking around for part 1 and part 2, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe if you're new. And if you'd like to see more content from me, you can head over to my second channel for my puppy Casper or my collaboration channel with Sad Milk. I've also got my Discord server below, sources, and all that good stuff. So again, guys, thank you so much for watching another video of mine. I love you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys!